Hi friends!
Hi.
We have quite the post-party hangover right now. I'm not gonna play, but we wanted to come tell you all about it while it's still fresh.
So our little boy just turned 2, and last year I pulled a rope-a-dope on this lady right here. I was like, he's 1. He's not gonna remember any of this. He's an infant. Let's just do something low-key and we'll blow it out. We'll go big for number 2. Didn't plan on coronavirus happening. I don't think anyone did, but we were really fortunate.
Like, you guys have to understand that I totally get it when someone's like, oh, this party is for you, this is not for your kid. 100%.
It was for her.
This party was for me, and it had Asher's name on it. I will be totally transparent that hosting people and making them feel loved and welcoming them is one of my absolute favorite things in the entire world to do. And it is the thing I have missed most all coronavirus. So it was something I was so looking forward to. And as his birthday started to approach, I was really, really sad about it. And I was talking to my friend Michelle Trachtenberg about how sad I was that we weren't gonna get to celebrate Asher. And she was like, that's ridiculous. We can make it happen. And at first, I didn't believe her because I didn't believe that magic could come together this special. Like, I really didn't.
In this world.
This year has been such a mess that when something that seemed like it could be so wonderful presented itself, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna piece together. But my friend Michelle really came through for me and our family and all of our friends' families, and now I'm crying.
So, her boyfriend is on the board of a rescue ranch called Big Heart Ranch in Malibu, and it was magical.
Guys, they have so many special animals there, and it is such a special place just overlooking the beach. You get there and it feels like you're a million miles away from all of the troubles. And us getting to go there is such a gift. Getting to share that with our friends and family was even better. I couldn't have ever asked for any better birthday for Asher, for our friends and family. All the hormones.
And that's why we're here today, is to tell y'all step by step how we did this safely so that we could relax and have fun with our friends. And if you're wondering about any of the details that Ravenna talks about, she is going to write a blog post that has every little detail, including her grocery lists and all the ways she organized
down
everything.
to how much I spent on those charcuterie boards, which was saving us a lot of money, if you were wondering. All of the details and the numbers are gonna be in there for y'all.
Linked in a blog post in the description down below. Check it out, it'll be super useful. The first thing is we realized we kind of had to do everything ourselves to keep it safe and to keep it sanitary.
We just didn't want to involve any more outside people that needed to be involved. Specifically, our friends and family, like David said, have been quarantining seriously. They have new babies. The less exposure for everyone that was not in our friend group, the better. And that meant that we were going to be taking on the decor and the catering and the execution and the loadout. And y'all, I love a list and I love a plan.
I do not.
He was such a sport, you guys. He was such a sport because I was bossing him around all week long.
I was grateful for my catering experience in my early years. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a timeline of what we did. Basically, as soon as we found out we had secured our location and our date, what we did from that point straight to the end of the party.
What he said.
First things first is Ravenna had to take care of all the stuff that required lead time.
So I went ahead, I got on Canva and I designed an invitation. We were able to work with the team at For Your Party for some magical little printed, so I ordered those for them. Even though we were having like a relatively small party, I'm here for a big detail. So we did custom koozies, we did custom napkins, and then again, safety and sanitation were number one. For Your Party worked with me to design some custom disposable masks for both kid and adult sizes. Even though masks were already required on the ranch and most people had them, I felt much calmer with the ability to make sure that we had that all set up and ready to go. And then they were really cute.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted. They were really cute.
We wanted to make everything as
Comfortable for everyone.
comfortable and like accident and foolproof as possible, and having the masks are just an easier way. We set up different stations far apart, and even in the main area of the party, we had stations within a station to keep people physically separated so that they would be close only within their family pod or anyone that they were comfortable with.
Like y'all, I busted out a measuring tape in between the blankets on the turf. Might I have taken this too seriously? Perhaps. Do I regret that? No. Does it help me sleep at night? Yeah. I wasn't really interested in throwing a super spreader. This was Malibu, not the Rose Garden, you know.
Ooh, fire!
Then I moved in onto the few things that we were going to outsource, which was some custom cookies from one of my college girlfriends who has a cookie business here in LA that is amazing, and I'll link for you guys. And she also made me cupcake toppers, which I'll come back to and tell y'all about. And then I ordered a cake from a fantastic home baker here in Highland Park, and I'll share Trinity with you guys as well. But once the cookies and cakes were done, everything else as far as catering was up to us. When it came to planning for food, we had serious logistics to wrangle with. First of all, we had coronavirus, which had me really wanting to do service of closed boxes of food with no utensils and no touching or interaction or breathing on other people's food. We also are out on a farm in Malibu in 80-degree weather, and we don't have refrigeration. So
because of that and because of our food preferences, Ravena went with a charcuterie box, an adult version and a child version.
And the kids version had snacks like pretzels and a pouch and Teddy Grahams and an apple and raisins, and the adults had cheeses and crackers and these amazing little sweet peppers filled with hummus and everything but the bagel seasoning. We were just in a weird time period of like a 3 to 5 o'clock party, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody had a full belly. And when it comes to menu, all of the details of what I bought, what I spent, how much I saved compared to when I got a catering quote on that, I'm gonna put into the blog post because I kept my receipts and I ran all the numbers for you guys.
The first thing that we did once we got our complete food and beverage list together was to go shopping for the things that would last for a week, which is essentially everything except for the fruit. We went and we bought and had in-house.
And that was kind of how we planned out kind of the week before the party, was pre-prep so that we could execute as we got closer. We've talked a little bit about how we had stations at the party to keep people safe, and we had prepped the stuff for those stations here at home. What I did is I had kind of a box going for decor, a box going for tabletop, a box going for crafts, and as I shopped, organized, grabbed from around the house, it went into the box, and we were kind of loading up and prepping up throughout the week. And then
it was really useful to have stations dedicated to everything, so as something came in, even my dumbass knew, okay, this is signage, it needs to go in decor. And I didn't even have to ask Ravena, what's the decor box, because it was very clearly, this is decor.
It was helpful.
So our party was on Sunday. Wednesday night, we started making our balloons. And this is not something I'm experienced with. Best advice I can give you is throw on an entertaining movie and just go to town, because you're gonna spend a lot of time. It's gonna be a lot of work. Your hands are going to get really dried out, so lotion them when you're done and try and have fun with it.
Y'all, he was such a sport. I made him inflate so many balloons. I'm not a balloon pro either. I turned to YouTube and to a YouTube friend, Sharp Designs by Lakeisha, who is a balloon expert. And she taught me everything from how to make these little trios to fill in spaces, to how to bag the balloons and move them onto outside. Check that out with her.
Learn from an expert, not us.
And as you can see, the balloons hold up and they still look pretty good a couple of days later. They've got some fingerprints on them, but nothing too bad, and a friend's actually gonna pick them up for her husband's birthday surprise, so they'll go on to a new home. When it comes to decor, one of the tricks that I think is so important, and I do whether at home or for a party on site, is I make sure that every single thing that is going on the table has something to sit on. So like before Thanksgiving dinner, I will have all of my platters out with a post-it note in here for potatoes and a post-it note in here for sweet potatoes. Oh no, I need another platter for corn, whatever it is. So I did the exact same thing here, and I had a post-it note for this was the where the masks were going, and this was what the cupcakes were going on, and this was the signs for the drink tubs, and all of those details. I know it sounds crazy, but when it comes to unloading 2 vanfuls of stuff in an hour and a half and having people help you unload effectively, labeling everything to the death really makes a lot of difference.
especially because on site we had some volunteer staff from the ranch that helped us set up, which we were so grateful for.
I made lemon confetti cupcakes, and in my typical craziness, yes, I matched the confetti in the cupcakes to the color theme for the party. I did
She
that.
is who she is.
I liked it. I would do it again. When it came to the day before, it was mitigating the last minute crises and food prepped. I realized that my lemons had gotten moldy and that I needed them to make cream cheese frosting, so I ordered some super early on grocery delivery, and I thought we might not have enough wine, so I ordered some more of that too.
We had enough wine.
We turned our dining room into a prep kitchen and our smallest bedroom into a walk-in cooler, and step by step, we built out first 25 of the kids' boxes and then 25 of the adult boxes.
You want to do this assembly line style. Build your first box so you've got it perfected and you know exactly where everything goes so it sits right, and you make sure your box closes, and then just cheese, pouch, because that's gonna be the quickest way to do it, and you want to roll through these as fast as you possibly can. It's mindless work, but it's gotta be done.
It goes pretty fast though. Like, I thought it was really gonna take a long time, especially the adult ones with like cutting of different kinds of cheeses and things, but real talk, we knocked it out in a couple of hours, and that includes me tying bougie bows on all of them.
You are doing food prep, so please take food safety seriously. We have friends that have latex allergies, so we did not wear gloves, and
we just washed our hands so many times.
So the first thing morning of was for me to go pick up the rental van, and that immediately set us behind because I budgeted for about 30 minutes to pick up the van, 30 minutes at the airport to pick up the van, and I almost spent 2 hours, so we were immediately behind. And the lesson there is build in much more time than you think you need, because you are forgetting about all of the other people that you are counting on that day and all of the mess ups that they might do. So I built in a half hour. That was a mistake.
I think David leads into a really good point right there, which is about the choices that you make on party day. He could have chosen to throw a temper tantrum and to come home rolling mad. I could have chosen to lose my shit on the phone at customer service. Neither of those things would have been productive or got us moving any quickly, so we kept it moving. I got my butt frosting cupcakes so that we could load out faster once he got home with the van. Those choices are important because parties are supposed to be fun as much as all of these details are work. And you hit a point where you have to choose. These balloons are actually the most. That's exactly what happened.
If you'll notice, these balloons never made it up.
Yeah, they didn't. I worked really hard on this arch, and we got everything else loaded out, and this was going to be one of the last things we put up because we needed to do it on a high ladder.
But as we said, Big Heart Ranch is a working animal ranch, and I'm sure you know, but latex balloons are very dangerous if animals eat them. So we had to be very careful about where our balloons were set up on property.
And then when it was balloon install time, we already had a few guests floating around, and they were starting to play with the ponies and starting to play with the donkeys, and I was like, okay, you can choose to move your guests and move these animals and go down the hill and install this balloon, or you can leave those balloons in the van and go greet your guests. They stayed in the van. I made the right choice.
Everyone else was thrilled and thought the balloon decor was so cute, and the whole time in the back of Raina's head, she's like, if you will leave it, you will leave it.
And I had the grandest plans. It was going to say Asher across the top and happy birthday down the sides. And you know what? All's well that ends well. He would not have noticed, not one bit, and it would have made the difference of one picture, but I would have missed 45 minutes of the party, and getting to wave at those friends that I hadn't seen in so long, and getting to watch my friends' babies chase the pigs and run after the donkeys, or be terrified by trying to hold a bunny. Like, those were the moments that were magic. And I was just really glad that I prioritized being there rather than, when it comes to throwing a party like this, do all the prep that you can, and then on day of, just decide to enjoy it regardless of what rolls at you, because you can't make the changes anymore, so you might as well just have fun.
Do the best you can.
And y'all, it was so fun.
Just seeing all those happy little babies was the highlight for me, and getting to see our friends having a good time in these times is so special, and so we're so grateful.
Yeah, like, it was People brought Asher gifts, but having this event and getting to share this magic with our friends and family, I thought was the best gift. Like seeing friends that have had such tough, it's been such a tough year for all of us, and it was just a little bit of magic and a little bit of hope and whoo boy. And my baby boy is too.
And
oh, he's sweet.
if y'all have any questions, if y'all are throwing a COVID-safe, physically distant party, please ask us how we can help. If you have any tips that you have done to throw a party that we didn't include, please drop them in the comments. We'd love to know how y'all are throwing
If you
parties
just
right now.
want to talk through the different things that you think you could do to make a party and help people feel safe, I know I had lots of options and lots of things I was weighing. If you just want to talk through how to celebrate and still keep your friends and family safe,
Holla at your girl.
right here, because it was so much work, but it was really worth it. It was really special.
Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope y'all had as much fun as we did.
We'll see you soon.